Konnichiwa. Welcome to some more training during coronavirus lockdown. We've now done a bit of our warm-up, some Jimbyundo, some stretching, so we're ready to begin. I'm going to start off going through some stances. Stances are key to everything. Remember, our stance is our foundation of our posture technique. We can't punch, block, kick, do anything unless we've got a good foundation, a good balance. Our stance is a root of everything. Very important to practice our stances over and over, both staying still and moving forwards and backwards. So we're going to start off right from the beginning. Some of these stances are the basic ones. It starts off some of the lower grades, younger people will learn, and then some of the other ones, I was just transition through them, apply to higher grades, and you won't see them until you do higher grade katas and things. But because we can't do separate things for everyone, we're just going to go through the whole lot, so follow on as best you can. Okay, first position, feet together, a Siko Dachi or Haisoku Dachi, feet together. Moving the toes out, heels pointing towards the middle, making a V shape, Subidachi. And we step out to the side. Hikodachi, parallel stance. Toes, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, all about the same width apart. From here we're going to step forward slightly. This is called two-footed stance, or Futa Ashidachi, just a regular stance here. As with the other ones, it's a 50-50 balance between the 2 feet here. Now we're moving to slightly different stances. The back foot turns out. We're going to go onto the ball of the front foot here. This is a short stance, cat stance, Neko Ashigachi. 95% of our weight is on our back leg, only 5% on our front leg. So it's nice and light to lift it if we need to avoid something or if we need to throw out a kick. From here, moving forward slightly, Kokutsudachi, back stance. Again, the back leg bent, front foot on the ball of the foot, 75% of our weight on the back leg, Kokutsudachi. From here, we're going to step out slightly, front toes turn in, and we step out here, hourglass stance, Sanchin Dachi. So our feet make an hourglass or like an old-fashioned egg timer. We have to grip strong with our toes here. Kokutsudachi, Sanchin Dachi, Sanchin Dachi. From here, we're going to step our front toes forward, pointing down, straight down in front of us. Our back toes are going to turn out. So if we step your feet together, we make like an L shape, step them both out of stance and bend our knees. We've got both equal distribution of our weight on both feet. It's a Shikodachi, sumo stance. A good solid stance for having a good low center of gravity. From here, we're going to change our feet back towards the front again, and we change it to Zen Kutsudachi now. Our back toes pointing forward, slightly towards the corner. Our front toes pointing straight in front of us. 60% of our weight in our front leg now. Zen Kutsudachi. From our Zen Kutsudachi, we're going to step up towards our front leg here. Kajidachi, hook foot stance, squeezing both our legs together. Again, 95% of our weight is on our front leg now. Squeezing both our calves together, gripping nice and strongly. From here, we're going to step out to the side, both toes pointing forward. Bend your knees, sit down nice and low. Kibidachi, horse riding stance. That's through all our stances from the start to the beginning. We'll do it one more time, and then from here we'll come together and we'll repeat going forward, this time with our right foot towards the front position. So we do all our stances both sides. Some of them obviously are equidistant stances, but some of them we need to practice right foot forward or left foot forward. So we're going to go through the whole thing back from the beginning again. Nice and smoothly. So start your feet together, the Sikodachi or Haisokudachi. Toes point out, Subidachi. Feet slide out hip width apart, Hikodachi, Hikodachi. Stepping forward slightly, both toes point towards the front, Futa Ashidachi, Futa Ashidachi. Our back toes point out slightly, we bring our front toes up into the ball of our foot, and we've got Neko Ashidachi, cat stance. 95% of our weight on our back leg. Our front foot comes forward a bit more, and we sit down a bit lower in our back stance, here, and weight on the back leg. Now we've got Kokutsudachi, back stance. From here, we're going to step out slightly with our back foot, bend both our knees, front toes pointing forward, other ones pointing out at a right angle, sit down nice and low, nice straight back. We've got Shikodachi now, Shikodachi. From here, we're going to turn both our toes in, slight knock knees kind of position, grip with our toes, knees digging in, Sanchin Dachi, Sanchin Dachi. From here, we're going to slide forward into Zen Kutsudachi. 60% of our weight now in our front leg, front toes pointing forward, back toes pointing slightly towards the back right hand corner over there. This is Zen Kutsudachi, our forward fighting stance used most often. From here, we're going to step our back foot up behind our front foot, squeeze our calves together. Back foot is on the ball of the foot, front one's down flat. We've got Kajidachi, hook foot stance here. From here, we'll slide out both toes quite wide, pointing forward, bend our knees. Good solid foundation stance here again. Kibidachi, horse riding stance. From here we bring both feet together, and then we're going to repeat with the other leg forward. I'll step back slightly because I've not got lots of room here. Now we're going to repeat to the other side, this time with the right leg forward. Some stances obviously both feet are the same, they're going sideways, but for the ones that we go forward, we're now doing the other way around. So again from the beginning, the Sikudachi or Haisokudachi, Masubidachi, toes point out, Hikodachi, parallel stance, stepping forward slightly with the right foot this time. Bend both knees, grip with the toes. Futa Ashidachi. Futa Ashidachi. Back toes point out slightly, bend the back leg a bit more. Front foot comes to the ball of the foot here. Niko Ashidachi or Neko Ashidachi. 95% away from this back legs. Front legs nice and light. Extend it forward a bit more. Bend a bit deeper in the back leg. Now we have back stance. Kokutsudachi. Kokutsudachi. From here we're going to step out, turn both our toes in, grip with the toes, turn the knees in slightly. This is strong, immovable stance, sometimes called Sanchin Dachi. Sanchin Dachi. From here, front toes point forward again, back toes point out to the side. So our heels are pointing to meet in the middle here, like an L shape, and both our legs sink a bit deeper. Shikudachi. Shikudachi. From here, stepping our back leg up behind our right leg at the front, squeeze our calves together again. Now we have on the opposite side, Kajidachi again. Kajidachi. From here, we'll move out to the side again. We've already done this one. On the other side, Kibidachi, exactly the same. And the last one we're going to finish off in Zen Kutsudachi. 60% of the weight in the front leg, back leg, toes pointing out towards the side. This is our forward fighting stance that we use all the time. Okay, so to do this as an exercise to train at home, we'll come back to the beginning and you can just slowly move through all your stances. If you only really know, because you've been training in the dojo, maybe the first 4 stances for younger kids, lower grades, that's fine. Practice these 4, practice moving through them. So you'd start here, move to here, Masubidachi, Hikodachi, and then you could step through to your Zen Kutsudachi. If you also know Kokutsudachi, people going from maybe yellow belt, orange belt, that kind of grades, and your katas, you pull it back to a back stance here. If in your stance, if the stance is used in your kata here, Neko Ashidachi, bring that one in. If Shikodachi is used in your kata, bring that one in. Zen Kutsudachi, we should all know it. Kajidachi, those who are going for maybe blue belt, purple belts in your katas. So we'll focus on this one as well. So just practice moving around from one stance to the next one, keeping your balance all the time. Right foot forward or left foot forward. You need to be able to do both sides. You need to be a two-sided fighter in karate. Always both sides need to be balanced equally. Back to the beginning again. Okay. Right, we're going to go, now we've had a run through our stances, although I'm just doing this quickly. You can spend as much time as you want, pause the video, do it at home, practice through them over and over and over. Lots of people, especially kids, make the mistake of learning a new kata or a new technique and it's all about what you're doing with their hands, remembering what direction you're going. That's only a small part of it. If you don't get the feet right and the balance right, you can't do the hand bit. So don't neglect your stances, very important. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to go back to our Zen Kutsudachi stance, although you can practice most of these techniques in all of our stances, and we're going to go through some basic Kion techniques in our Zen Kutsudachi stance. Okay, so we'll start off from here, feet together. Right, nice bow. Yoi, ready, ready stance, or Hikodachi. I'm going to step forward into a forward fighting stance, Zen Kutsudachi. 60% of the weight in our front leg, 40% in our back leg. Shouldn't be leaning forward though, the back should be nice and straight, hands up in front of us. I'll show you sideways on. If you draw a line down from the tip of your front knee, you should just about be able to see your toes without leaning forward. If your back's straight like this and you just glance down, you should just see the tips of your toes here. Elbow pointing down the front hand, I'll show you the other side. Hand at your hip in this Hikiti position all the time. Every time we punch or do anything, this hand that's not doing the action at the front is always returning to this position. Very important. Okay, back to the front again. We start off nice and simple. Anyone who's higher grades going through this stuff, there's nothing fancy. They're the kind of basic white belt, yellow belt techniques we're doing here. But that's not to say it's not for higher grades. Something very important I've learned in the last few years. More advanced techniques are just the simple techniques done with greater understanding and done properly. Yeah, the subtle shifts you make in positions and balance and stances and your knowledge of what you're doing, that's what makes the difference. It's not about fancy flying kicks and spinning kicks and all this kind of stuff. It's doing the basic, simple techniques well. So don't be put off thinking, oh, I know these techniques, they're easy. They're not. It's easy to do badly, it's hard to do them correctly. Everyone always needs to practice all the time, especially me. Okay, back to Zen Kutsudachi. We'll start off nice and simple. First technique, Mai Kenzuki, short punch. We're going to punch with the front hand, punching with these two big knuckles here, Kento. As we punch, we can slide slightly with this front foot if we want. This is called Tayashi, and we're punching out equivalent to our own head height. Own head height, Jodan head height. As we punch, we breathe out. Keep our hand nice and relaxed, although it's in a fist, it's nice and relaxed, and just at the last minute, Kimi means we tense and we contract and we put our power into it, the last second only of the punch. Make sure we keep our elbow pointing down the way as we punch here. It doesn't come up here, that's no good. It comes down here. Try and relax your shoulder, so the feeling is that the punch comes from underneath, up, and returns back down here again. As we punch, we're going to breathe. We're going to repeat all these techniques 10 times. 10 times. If you're training your own, you want a bit more, you can either do the whole lot and go back to the start and watch it again, do it again, or you can just pause it and do each one a few more. 10 doesn't take very long, just because we have limited time here. So we're going to do each one 10 times to start, and then if you want to do more, you can do more at home. Remember, to make each technique perfect, a minimum of 10,000 times before it becomes muscle memory, part of your body's understanding of what you're doing. So the more, the better. Always done correctly, don't rush. So Mai Kenzuki, punching to Jodan, head height. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. After each technique that we conclude, what we do, of course, we'll change your stance to our other side and repeat to the other side. We have to do everything on both sides. We change the other leg forward, other hand's now punching from the front. Again, 10 times. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. We step back into our left-sided fighting stance again. Okay, adding on next technique now. Next technique, Gyakuzuki. Gyakuzuki. Front hand, very important in this technique. It's going to reach out. Imagine you're grabbing, pulling your opponent into you, and this hand's going to pull all the way back in Hikiti position. Straight back to your hip. As we do that, the back hand is going to punch out, again with Kento. These two big knuckles here. Punching to head area, Jodan, or to Chudan, middle area here. As soon as we punch, we return our hands back to where we started. 10 times each side. Again, using Hikiti, using Aibuku to breathe from down here, your hara. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. For variety, you might notice I'm punching some to the head area, some to the body area. And change your stance, same to the other side. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. And back to the left side fighting stance again. Moving on. Front hand's going to come up to this position here. I'll show you sideways on. Comes up to here. About one fist out from your head, the pinky edge of your hand pointing forward. Show you the same to this side. As you bring this hand up, it's very important. Do not bring it across your eyes like this so you can't see. Don't lean back with it. Don't lean too far forward. Comes up at 45 degrees and twists to here, right across your head, but make sure you don't obscure your vision so you can't see. Jodan Uchi can be used as a strike or a block. Both good techniques. For the moment, coming up with the front hand, back hand, still to Hikiti position here. Always breathing out, always focusing. Jodan Uchi. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, rock, hachi, gu, two. And repeat to the other side. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, rock, hashichi, hachi, gu, two. And back to our left side again. If you want to add in more, we don't have time just now, but if you want to add in more, you can also practice all these techniques coming forward. If you want to do our Jodan Uchi stepping forward, we can practice walking forward like this, as much as we've got room for, or coming back the way. If we want to practice our Gyakuzuki coming forward slightly harder, we can punch, leave the hand out and step forward. So we're punching with our opposite hand, opposite foot. So if you can practice, I know it's hard when you've not got space, practice moving and striking at the same time if possible. Okay, back to our left side. Next one, Gidan Uchi, very simple from your first kata. Yes, Taiyogo Shodan. Front hand comes up behind your ear as if you're scratching behind your ear. As we're doing this, the back hand comes out as if we're punching like this. This hand slides down this one like a runway, and as it does, the right hand pulls back to our hip, and this one comes down, the front hand comes down to here. Nice and simple. So the two hands move at the same time in opposite directions. 1, 2. 1, 2. Nice and simple. As soon as we do our strike, come back to this ready position. Facing stance. Gidan Uchi, front hand. Again, if we want to, we can practice stepping forward later on. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, gu, two. Make sure we don't fall into the trap of just doing this with our arms only. If you'll notice, you have to turn your waist. Your power comes from your feet, your legs, your hips, your core, your whole body. If you just do your technique like this with your arms, it'll be weak. Turn your hips here. Good guide is if you watch the ends of your belt, they should move as you do your technique if you're turning your hips here. If they don't move, it just means you're using your arms, not your hips. Very important. Repeat to the other side. Right side. Jodan, my apologies. Gidan Uchi. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, gu, two. And back to our left side again. Okay, we're going to bring in a kick now for a change. We've done a few hand techniques, so we're going to bring in a kick. Simple kick. Mai Geri. Mai to the front. Geri, kick. Mai Geri. Two ways of doing this. We can do it with our front leg, or we can do it with our back leg. For the moment, for simplicity, we're just going to stick to our back leg. Now, when people kick a football or something like this, they tend to kick with a kind of straight leg like this. No good for doing these kind of kicks. This kick, along with almost all our other kicks, start off in the same leg position every time. The first move we make in the technique is the knee comes up. Your knee must come up at least as high, I'll show you this way around, as your belt here, your obi, yes, or your waist if you don't have a belt on. So I can't lift it just to here and get a kick out because my leg is not designed to bend this way past my knee. The height I can kick is governed by the height I lift my knee. So my knee must come up. Notice my knee comes up the same height or higher than my waist and my belt every time. Here. Here. Sometimes a good idea, just practicing this bit, maybe 10 times before we start doing any kicks. Knee up. Notice my toes point up and forward. Yeah? Not like this, not down the way, up and forward. The reason for that is that we could be striking with our knee with the first part of our technique, or even with the toes before the kick comes out. Okay? So think toes up and forward, knee up, same height as your waist, or higher. Okay? Show from the front now. Mai Geri. As we kick here, if you had shoes on or something, if this was in a situation in the street, you could kick with your straight toes, yes, with your shoes on. But unless you've toughened your toes, if you're doing it bare feet, best advice is curl your toes back up and kick with the ball of your foot here. Koshi. Here. Knee up and straight through. So we're going to kick with our back leg, excuse me. Not the cleanest in here. Mai Geri, kicking straight through. Knee up, toes forward, kicking through, breathing. As we kick, well, there's two ways we can do this. We can either do it in a defensive position, we keep our hands exactly where they are here. This is more defensive. Or if I'm coming forward a bit more with my weight, I can change my other hand to the front as I kick. Yeah, so it's up to you. You can try some defensively, some coming forward with the right. Okay. Mai Geri, front kick, kicking with koshi, the ball of the foot. Knee up. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Roku. Shichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. And change your leg. Other leg in the back again. Knee up again, toes forward again. Mai Geri. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Shichi. Hachi. Gu. Ju. Back to our left leg forward again. Okay, we've gone through a few basic techniques. We're going to combine them. Just get our body moving, get our brain thinking a wee bit. We're going to combine some of these techniques we've just learned and put them all together. Okay, first one, starting off nice and simple. Jodan-uchi with the front hand. As if you're maybe blocking someone's strike coming at you, blocking their hook, their punch, or maybe striking them. As this one struck up, we use hikiti to pull down, could be pulling their arm down, could be pulling something else down. Returning to our hip position, hikiti position, we'll punch out Gyakuzuki. And back to here, so one, two, back to here. Jodan-uchi front hand, Gyakuzuki back hand. Each, knee, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. And we'll repeat to the other side, same again. Front hand comes up, back hand punching, front hand returns to your hip, hikiti position, very important. Each, knee, san, always returning your hands back to the middle again. San, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, gu, ju. And back to you, nice and simple. Next one, Gidan-uchi. Gidan-uchi coming down, maybe blocking someone's uppercut punch here. Could be taking someone's arm out the way as well. Gidan-uchi comes down, it pulls back to hikiti position, and we punch Gyakuzuki again. Nice and simple, starting off the left side. Gidan-uchi, Gyakuzuki. Straight back to here. Each, knee, san, go, roku, shichi, hachi, gu, ju. And repeat to the other side. Each, knee, san, go, roku, shichi, hachi, gu, ju. And back to our left sided stance. Okay, we're going to add on again, make it this bit time a bit more interesting. We're going to add on two punches. Mai Kenzuki with the front hand, punching to Jodan area. Gyakuzuki with the back hand, punching to Chudan area, followed Mai Geri, also kicking to Chudan area. 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. And back to here. Combination of 3 techniques now, a bit trickier. Each, knee, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, gu, ju. And repeat to the other side. Ich. Ni. San. Chi. Go. Rock. Shichi. Hachi. Gu. Ju. And yummy, yummy. Okay, short message. I know lots of you probably don't have pads and things at home. If you do, after you practice your basic Kihon, your basic punches and strikes and things on your own, it's a great idea if you can practice them on a pad. We do have a few pads in the dojo, so if anyone wants to get in touch, then on a first come first served basis, if they look after the pads, they're welcome to have the use of them while the dojo is closed just now. But look after them, because it gives you a lot more feedback on how good your techniques are if you can use a pad for hitting. For instance, if we're practicing our Mai Kenzukis, after we do our basic ones in fresh air first, punching in good technique, practicing getting our techniques perfect, good control, good hip posture, good stance, we can practice putting a bit more into them, hitting a pad. Always aim for the centre of the pad. Keep your techniques correct, keep your elbow down, keep your shoulders down, keep your breathing correct. Don't just be tempted to sit there and just whack the pad because that's good fun. That's not good. It's not practicing good technique. Focus on your good technique. So if it's Mai Kenzuki, forward and back. Don't leave it out here like this. Punch forward and back. Back here. If it's Gyakazuki, reach out so you're almost touching the pad with your front hand. Imagine that's the person, that'd be the person you're grabbing hold of, bringing back. As this one comes back to your hip, punching out with Kento right in the middle of that pad, Gyakazuki, like so. And back, and back, and back. And always, of course, both sides, both hands, punching Mai Kenzuki with this side, Gyakazuki with this side as well. If we want to practice our Joran-uchis, imagine Charlie's punch is coming in to hook me in the side of the head. Joran-uchi can be here, blocking like a punch. So you can do it just to practice this technique. Or if you want to, if you've got mum, dad, brother, sister, someone helping you with the pads, you can practice doing this one, and then hold it in front of you, so you can practice the next bit as well. Nice and slow. So the first bit, 1, go back, 2. The same with the Gidan-uchi when we're just practicing. Imagine their uppercuts coming to punch you in the ribs like this. So as Charlie does it with the pad here, we block down. She holds it up, and we can practice our punch. We go from here, she hooks into my ribs, we strike down, hand comes up, Gyakazuki to here. And of course, same to the other side as well. So if you've got a pad or you can get a pad, good to practice on a pad as well. Okay, thank you, Charlie. Okay, next one. While we're trying to make use of our home dojo, if you like, practice getting some focus in your technique, some good control. A good technique for doing this, if you can get a belt or even a dish towel, anything we do, and we can hang it from, if you're lucky to have something like this in the garden like we've got, you can use that. If not, you could hang it over a washing line or something, that's fine, or maybe over a door or something like this. Make sure you don't damage any light fittings or anything like that, or you won't be very popular. The idea of this, whatever technique we're practicing, whether it's Mai Kenzuki or Gyakazuki perhaps, we're going to try and punch. Start off slowly, and then we're going to build up to full speed, and we're going to punch so we can stop just before we get to what it is we're hitting here. We want to just stop, just short of it, or just touch it and no more. What we don't want to do is be doing this and punching it all over the place and making it move. We want to hit it so it barely touches, or just short. Start off slowly, and you can start off with quite a big gap like this, maybe a couple of inches here. Get your distance, then practice getting closer, closer, and then you can do it with harder power. Get as close as you can, without moving it, without touching it. What we don't want, remember, is this. And what we also don't want is this, doing it about 2 feet away. Anyone can do that. So we want to get closer and closer so we can punch with control. Not quite touch it. It's another easy, good training tip. If you want to, you could do it with your kicks as well if you're careful. Make it a bit lower if you want to. By kicking, so you just touch. Not quite. Okay, another good training tip for at home. Okay, one last training drill. Good one. We've all done this in the dojo before, but it's good to practice. It's also fun. You can teach it to a brother or sister, mum or dad, or whoever stays with you. Yes, It's a good one to get your hands moving, your hand-eye coordination, and it's good fun as well. Remember our high-low clapping drill? Yes? Nice relaxed stance here, both knees bent slightly, 2 hands up in front of you. We're going to practice with our front hand, our left hand first, doesn't really matter which one. We're going to do a high clap here in front of us. Our elbow stays still and the hand drops straight down and does a low clap here. Then we turn our shoulders and we do the same to this side. So we've got a high clap with our right hand, it drops down to do a low clap as well. Then we turn around to the other side again. So high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Using both our hands. Now note, very important while we're doing this, at no point do we want to have both hands down. What I mean by that is if we start off here and this hand's down and we do a low clap, at this point I've got both hands down, yeah, which is no good if we're doing this drill and it turns into a drill practicing blocking. It's too slow for me to get my hands up if someone's to attack me. So what I do is I have 2 hands up, I do my high clap, and as I do my low clap, this other hand is still already up, ready to do my next high clap. As this one goes to do my high clap over here, my other hand is up as well. So I've got 2 hands up, 1 hand up, 2 hands up, 1 hand up, 2 hands up, 1 hand up, 2 hands up, 1 hand up. See the difference? What we don't want is 1 hand up, no hands up, 1 hand up, no hands up, 1 hand up, no hands up. See the difference? 2 hands up, 1 up, 2 up, 1 up. So there's always at least 1 hand up. Charlie, if I borrow you a sec, I'll show you what it looks like. We'll go sideways on so you can see. The high clap needs to start off level with your face. If there's 2 of you and one's a bit taller, do it with the level with the taller person's face. Your elbows stay still in the middle and they fall down, and the low clap is now considered about halfway between my knees and my waist, okay? And then I must turn my shoulders, 2 hands up again, high clap, low clap. So I'm not doing this here, I'm turning my shoulders all the time. Imagine you've got a rod that goes down your spine, so all you can do is twist around this axis that goes down your spine. Breathing as we do it, high, low, nice and relaxed, nice and relaxed. Our elbows stay in. What we don't do is lift our elbows up like this, because that's no good, we leave ourselves open. So as we do this one, this elbow stays here and our hand falls down. It's not this and lift our elbow up, that's no good. Remember, like I say in the dojo, it's not middle, it's not doing this, it's not in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. It's 1 high, 1 low, 1 high, 1 low. Relaxing, turning our shoulders as we go, nice and relaxed. So 2 hands up or 1 hand up, but never no hand up. Relaxed and breathing. Once we get the feeling that we're getting good at this, we can practice go forwards and backwards. If Charlie comes forward, I go backwards. If I go forward, she goes backwards. Or we can both circle round in a circle as well. Keeping an eye on good balance and good footwork while we do it. Nice and easy. Now that's just the first part. The second part, once we've learned that, is we're going to learn the attacking side, the other side. This is the blocking side. The attacking side, I'll show you face on, the easy way to do it. Start off with any hand out. I'll put my left hand out for the sake of argument. Jaw around head height. Other hand is always here, Hikiti position. Start off here equally, doesn't matter. We start off here just for simplicity. So 1 hand's up, 1 hand's on my hip. From here, all I'm going to do is this hand that's on my hip is going to punch down, a low punch down to here. A low punch from here, the same hand rolls back under my chin as if I hit myself in the chin and towards their face. Now repeat with the other side. This hand punches down, rolls up and under and forward. Punch down and forward. Punch down and forward. Punch down and forward. Punch down and forward. So once we start off from here, all we're doing is punch down, roll up. Punch down, roll up and forward. Punch down, roll up. Punch down, roll up. Punch down, roll up. Dead easy, super easy. Make sure this rolling up motion's coming forward. Make sure it's not rolling out the way. It's not going out this way, it's going forward that way. If you are doing this with a partner, please go very slowly and very carefully if you're not used to it, because we don't want anyone getting smacked in the face. Keep your hands nice and light, nice and gentle. Now I'm going to show you how it works with a partner. So if I'm doing this with Charlie, all she's going to do is just exactly what she did before. High clap, low clap, high, low, high, low, high, low. Easy. But instead of me doing the same thing, I'm going to now give her something to block, yeah? Because actually this is the blocking drill. There's my hand starting off up. That's the basis of our first high clap. We'll do this super slow. As I punch down, her hand comes down and blocks it. As my hand now rolls up under my chin and comes forward, she now does a high clap with the other hand and blocks that one. As I punch down and roll up, punch down and roll up, punch down, roll up. All she's doing is a high clap, low clap, turning the shoulders, nice strong blocking hands here. Once you get the hang of this, we can go a wee bit faster. But only go faster once you've got the hang of it. And keep these hands nice and light, because what we don't want any accidents and then we're getting a broken lip or broken teeth or something. That's no good. After I've had a shot, of course it's Charlie's shot, yes? So she's now going to be doing the punching and I'm doing the blocking. So she punches, high, low. I just do the same routine all the time. Try not to get in the habit of looking at the hands like this. This is no good. Look them in the face here. This triangle between the shoulders and the head as they do it. Breathing and relaxing as we do it all the time. Punch down, relax. Keeping my elbows in front of me all the time. Nice and relaxed, nice relaxed. Okay, easy. Now, the last stage, if you've mastered that, and some of you know getting good at it already, is the last one. We both do it at the same time. So we're going to do this. We could do it to any count, but we're going to do it to a count of 5. So Charlie does 5 attacks, then I do 5 attacks. Nice and simple to remind you, super slow. So if Charlie's attacking me, I start off doing my blocks. I count 5, and after the 5th one, it's my turn to attack Charlie. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's my turn to attack, and I attack with the hand that's not being used at the moment. So I attack now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's Charlie's turn to attack again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once you get the hang of it, you'll find yourself getting faster and faster and faster, and you don't even have to count anymore because your body knows what it's doing. After we get the hang of this and we're doing it for a while, you'll find your muscle memory takes over and your body knows what to do. You don't even have to count anymore. That takes a bit of practice, so don't worry if you can't do it just at the start. Okay, practice slowly, build it up slowly. It's the best way to do it. Okay? Right, thank you, Charlie. Right, we're going to finish off. After you've been training, getting a good workout, it's important to have a good stretch down at the end, which I'll leave you to do yourselves, but a good winding down exercise that some of you I've seen in the dojo would do sometimes, especially if you've been sweaty and working out for a long time, you're tired. It's what we call a qigong exercise, which is basically to do with restoring your chi, your energy around your body. Yes, helps you relax, helps you get your breath back, yeah? And it can be quite meditative, quite zen, quite relaxing as well. So I'm going to show you through that, okay? Right, to start off, we need to have everything relaxed. Knees soft, hips soft, shoulders soft, arms soft. Just take a nice few, maybe 3 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And every time you breathe out, say to yourself inside your head, relax, let everything relax, okay? Okay, right, now we're going to follow the same breathing pattern, breathing in and breathing out, moving our hands as we do so. And every time you, especially when you breathe out, just try and find yourself relaxing. Let everything go out of your head, just focus on your breathing, nothing else. So we're going to start off here nice and simple. We're going to do a cycle right through the whole movement, and we're going to do it 3 times before we're going to finish. Okay, so start off nice, relaxed down at the bottom. Breathing in. Hands come up to our tummy, to our hara, our center. Pause slightly, and breathing out. Hands come out in front of us. Nice, relaxed. Breathing in. Hands return to our center, and breathing out. Pushing out to the sides. Breathing in. This time we're going up. You can move your gaze slightly up if you want to. Breathing in. Lastly, going down. That's one cycle. We're going to repeat twice more, and as we do it, once you focus, really concentrate on your breathing. Soft, deep, long breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. 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 One last time. If you've not got them shut already, try and close your eyes this time. Try and visualize your breath going in and out, spreading as far as you can. Pushing it right across the room, right across your garden, if you're outside. deep breaths from here, from your heart. Last time, just relax. And slowly up. Just hold them here in your belly. 3 breaths. Okay, and open your eyes if you're not open them yet. It's a good way to finish any training exercise. It's also, if you're feeling a bit stressed out or a bit tired, or it's a good way just to relax your body. Very good idea. Before we finish, check out also in this YouTube page, Kokoro Dojo Dom YouTube page. You'll see listed down the side, there should be a menu, and it's a menu with all the videos listed in it, and it should have all our katas. Starting off with Taioko Shodan, first one you learn, going for white belt, then Pinan Shodan for yellow belt, Pinan Nidan, Pinan Sandan, Pinan Yondan, Pinan Godan, Anan Ko, and Jin. Don't know if Last Diver and the other ones are on it, but it at least definitely goes up as far as Jin. So everyone should pretty much know what the next kata is they're learning. Yes, so you can go up as far as that one. If you're going for, if you've got a green belt at the moment, and your next one's for blue belt, and you're going for Pinan Yondan, the one you've been learning with me in the dojo recently, practice that one. You can watch me do it very slowly, and it helps you. You can pause it, go through the moves, but don't forget, if you're learning Pinan Yondan, blue belt kata, you also need to keep practicing all the ones before it. Yes, don't just make the mistake of learning the new one, do all the other ones. And another good way to practice your katas, so you don't get bored, is do them 3 different ways. The first way to do them normal speed. Here, it's Taioko Shodan. Here. Normal speed. The second way to do it as fast and as strong as you can. What you'll find is your stances, they'll go a bit off, your balance will go a bit off, your techniques will go a bit off, and you go so fast. That's okay, that just shows you how much you need to practice not going too fast. The third way to practice is a bit like our Qigong exercise we just did. Do them super slow. Make each technique last 1 full slow breath in and 1 slow breath out. So for instance, if our first move was here, it would be as slow as this. As slow as that. When you go super slow, your technique should be perfect, your balance should be perfect. Every little thing gives you lots of time to focus on it, so you shouldn't make any mistakes. All 3 ways are a good way to practice. So sometimes do it the normal way, fast way, then slow way, and then go back and do it one more time, Uechi-do, one more time, the normal way again, and see how it's improved from doing it the other 2 ways. Okay? Right, I hope you've enjoyed your practice. I look forward to soon getting back into the dojo with you all, which is better. It's better doing things when you've got someone to practice with, but in the meantime we just have to do what we can at home. Okay, I'm going to put a message on when I send a link to these videos, and I sent an email out to you all, and if anyone wants to request to borrow a pad, if we've got enough, then first come first served, because I'm not got enough for everyone, then you can borrow a pad to take home if you look after them. Okay, so practice your stuff, keep training. It's a good opportunity while I've not got other things on like school and maybe work for some people and things. Stay safe and keep training. See you later. Arigato.